Yep, that's what we're doing. Round headlight conversion. Alright guys, so I'm trying to show you this. It's going to be a real quick video. It's actually not that hard. I didn't know what to do. I called a buddy and he told me a few pointers, and I ended up figuring out some stuff on my own. So these ring headlight kits, it's a 7-inch ring. They're normally for motorcycles. They come together. They come with this piece together. I already took the screws off and stuff, but there's some springs that for the adjustment springs. Take all those all the way out. You're not even going to use this backing plate. But what I ended up doing was, on the passenger side of the Mazdas, so see how it drops down on the driver's side? It doesn't do that on the passenger side. But what I ended up doing, hold on, let me go grab the light real quick. What I ended up doing was cutting a piece off of the bracket and using a piece of the bracket to modify it. Watch, I'll get in here real quick. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this or not, but all I did was cut a piece off of the bracket and I welded it in right here. I just slipped it over it enough where I could get the light cinched down on the top, and on the side you can use the factory screws and the factory mounts. And that bottom one, I just basically created another factory mount. That way we can adjust all 3 points. But on the driver's side, I'll show you real quick. On the driver's side, it drops down like a lot more. So I already ended up marking and cutting a little bit before I went to go grab the camera, because I always forget to record when I'm working on my truck. I'm gonna use this same hole, factory, and then the only thing I'm using from this headlight kit, the light itself and the outer trim rings are separate. So I think they were like 16 bucks on Amazon for each light trim kit. And these lights were like 28 bucks. They're glass. They're gonna be behind that guy. So this is the whole reason why I'm doing the whole round headlight conversion. Instead of cutting all this up and recessing my square lights, I'm just gonna do round. And I mean, that little bit right there, I'm gonna clean this all up, and you'll barely even know that it's modified. So I'm gonna finish taking off this little piece right here, and I already got, so where is it at? So this is the piece that I ended up cutting off. If you can see that it's like a U shape, I just cut it off. Here, let me show you, where's it at? So I ended up just cutting the whole piece out of this one, and then I cut it off like a tab on that one, and then just bent it straight. This will be for the driver's side. And I'm gonna be, there's a screw that comes with this, with the kit. So we got that guy right there that threads into this. And I'm also using the spring as well once I get this piece in where I need it to go. Basically, I'm just gonna put this tab right here and weld this tab right in. That way I can use that hole, that factory looking hole, just like that, and we can go from there. So here we go. Gonna be a little loud, sorry about that. I just cleaned this up real quick, the little tab. Sorry for the crappy footage, but once I get this in here, I'm just gonna tack and weld that in right there, and we should be able to use that as a mount for the lower portion of our round headlight. Now basically what I'm gonna have to do is bolt it all back in, and then I need to fit this up to wherever I need this and then tack it in. So real quick, like, we're gonna put this together. Excuse me. Factory screw. The spring goes on. The spring goes on that side. That is not the top. That's actually the side. Run that down a bit. Get your other one. Factory screw. Aftermarket spring from the trim kit. I mean, basically it's the housing. And we're gonna get this guy in here. Don't worry about that, guys. I'm not even going to use those bulbs anyways. I'll end up pulling that light out. So look, here's the piece that I cut off of there. I actually cut one ring off of the spring and widened it so we can get it to fit on that, which I did on the other side. Give me 1 second. So it should fit on there. If not, I could just tack it on there. Either way. So I'm going to use this factory, or not, this is not the factory screw. This is the screw that came with the headlight kit, which it's an Allen head. And basically what I'm gonna do is, I'm not even gonna use the spring yet. I'm just gonna tighten this up real quick, just a little bit. Just enough where I can push it back to where it needs to sit. And we can always adjust it, the spring tension from there. So I would say that's pretty square right there. I'm just going to bring the welder in and tack that in real quick. Bring the light down here so I can see. Now, what I'm trying to show you guys, if you can see it, if you look down in there, I can move this screw and it'll move. Well, once I have it straight on there, that's where I'm going to tack it in. Pretty much right in that spot right there. pretty sure she's in. Now you definitely want to make sure you clock the headlight correctly, because it does work a certain way. This screw's gonna be really hot. So I'll pull this back out real quick and finish welding that up, sand it and paint it, and then we'll be good to go. So you see where that's at. Now all I gotta do is weld that in and clean it up and paint it, and we're good to go. This stuff definitely doesn't smell great. There is some seam sealer in here. That's what I was using this for, was to cut into that and clean it all off. But for the most part, that's gonna work right there. Got my wire wheel. Grab some black paint real quick. Actually, we'll primer it. And we'll use our rust color red primer. Let me get it fixed. Let that dry. overnight, and we will paint that up. But for the most part, now all you got to do is just put your spring back in and adjust it. If I can get this dried off enough, I will record that and show you the finished product. Alright guys, they're both all in. Now I have to adjust my headlights. They do work. They're bright as hell, which I had LEDs in it before. I just swapped out the bulbs. But yeah, so I let it dry. I actually shot her black instead of that rust color red, just to match. But I mean, by looking at it, you would think that it's done. It was that was factory. I'm not saying that it's flawless, but I mean, if you've seen how these trucks are built, I would say that that's not too shabby. So, round headlight conversion, it's actually pretty simple. After looking at it, you would think that it would be hard if you've never done it before. But again, I use the factory adjustments and the screws. I just put the springs that came in with the kit, the light bezel kit. Now time to adjust. Well, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, maybe learned a thing or two as I did. I appreciate everyone that likes, subscribes if you haven't. I am still working on the website, but if you'd like to get merchandise, hats, shirts, get a hold of me at lunchmoney_530 on Instagram, and I can get that out to you. Just remember, dreams are only fantasy if you're not willing to put in the work. Catch you on the next one.